Well, hello everybody. This is Jason, Zombie Collector Extraordinaire, and I am doing a Dollar Tree haul. Haul, not Hall. I think myself and probably Henry S are the only ones who do these videos, kind of that I'm aware of. I'm sure that's in our card community predominantly. I'm sure there's tons of channels who do things like this, but me being a big movie fan, I'm always on the lookout for good deals on Blu-rays and DVDs, either for my own personal collection or for resale value. A lot of these, because they're at Dollar Tree and most people are on the know, they're not really having like a lot of like resale value, at least not in the current time. But I leave them sealed and hold on to them. And never know. I mean, I've done that with tons of movies and it does wonders for me. But it's really a waiting game. A lot of people aren't patient and they want to just try to resell. You get a movie. All these movies, all these Blu-rays and DVDs I bought today were $1 a piece. I think I have 10, so I spent $10, and one of these on the shelf at Target or Walmart or Meijer or whatever is going to be $10 minimum. So this is a great, and there was more left over. I just didn't want to spend $20 or whatever. I would like get the top 10 that I thought were my top 10 and get them. But so, anyways, I always do this for my own personal collection. I leave them always sealed. I never open them up until I'm ready to watch them because you just never know. It's kind of like the same thing with getting a card graded. I think you hold it, you keep it in a top loader, and then when that time comes, you want to get it graded. You send it off to get it graded, hoping to get the best result, right? Or you strike when the iron's hot. All of a sudden, the Ken Griffey Jr. cards are like going through the roof. Just 6 months ago, even maybe less, those cards were, nice price wise, graded all of a sudden, but it was nothing astronomical, and all of a sudden it went from 5, 6, 700 bucks for some of his his upper deck card to like 12, 13, $1,400. So I'm not saying these would do that. I'm just saying it's a waiting game, and sometimes you just don't know until you know. So that being said, let's get into it. Some of these movies I don't even know what they are. They just the covers. It's kind of like when you're a kid back in the '80s. You go look at the VHS shops and you just look at the covers, and based on the covers, you decide if you're going to buy the movie or not, or rent the movie in that case. And it's the same principle because I could have spent, like I said, 20, $30 probably on movies, but I chose this to spend 10. I mean, I can go back and pick up more if they're still there, but they must have just put them out because it hadn't been really touched. And it's always in the weirdest places, like in the dog food aisle, in a corner, down the bottom shelf. It's weird. It's not like, hey, here's a display of movies, which I'm glad because then they'd be gone. Most people, when they go, aren't even looking for these movies, I don't think, unless you're in the know. So, anyways, well, the first one up is Taboo. This stars Tom Hardy of Venom fame, and also he's in lots of different Mad Max, the one with Leonardo DiCaprio, Revenant, I think it's called, or the Revenant. So, anyways, here it looks very interesting. Jonathan Pryce is also in this. A few other people. Franca Potente or Ponte. She's German. Sorry, I messed up her name. I do not speak German, and I'm not really good with German names. But anyways, this looks awesome. Looks very dark. I thought the the Blu-ray was loose, but it's not. And this is a combo pack, so it comes with the Blu-ray and the DVD for $1 American. So that's my first one. Next one up is Ninja and Ninja 2 double disc. Right here it tells you that is a martial arts action flick times 2. A lot of these look like they're from Echo Bridge, which is a kind of like a low rung distribution company for films. A lot of times they'll get films that have like lost their rights with the other studios. Their rights lapsed, or they aren't really popular movies, so they're just trying to look for somebody who to distribute them. And Echo Bridge is one of those guys. They might be foreign films a lot of times, or they might do partnerships with them. But a lot of these movies will come with no special features, which sucks for somebody like me who's a film fan. You don't see any real special features. It's just the movies. No commentaries, no behind the scenes, no featurettes, no deleted scenes, no behind the camera type stuff. None of that. So, anyways, it's double feature. Again, a Blu-ray. And shockingly, it looks like quite a few Japanese actors and actresses are in these movies. They're not a bunch of people from other Asian countries that are not Japanese. This is my second one. I bought of this. This is 300 Rise of the Empire in 3D. I have another one of these, but these apparently go for a pretty penny on eBay. And so I bought another one because now I can have one for my collection and sell one more than likely. And again, it was going for like 30 or 40 bucks. So get this for $1 and then flip it for 40 bucks. That's a heck of a change. But for all I know, it went down to $2. I don't know. Like I said, it's just like anything else. You got to strike when the iron's hot. And the iron may have been put in the cold water and now cooled off. But Rise of the Empire, if you all have watched the 300 movie, it's like I don't know, this is part 3 or what, but it is a continuation of the story. It looks like it's going to be super lame, but who knows? And then the ninja ones here, I don't remember much about it, but Scott Adkins is the star of them. And I believe he's a famous martial artist because he's the star. I would hope. You would hope that he is. The next one up is inspired by true events. So it's inspired. An exorcism like no other. Along came the devil. So there you go. This looks pretty. There's a couple different movie posters and like DVD covers that look like has this like image I've seen. This movie, I don't know if there's anybody even in this movie that I even recognize. There's not a single person in here that I recognize as far as an actor or an actress. But again, it's a horror movie. Horror movies do really well online for resale value. It's probably the number one horror movies. Any kind of subversive cinema does excellent online on resale. Like either you go to the different Facebook pages or groups, obviously eBay, things like that. But these are pretty popular type of resells because people just love their horror movies. So there's Along Came the Devil. The next one up is I'm super excited about is the Magnificent Seven collection. So all 4 films are on this. You have the Magnificent Seven, Return of the Magnificent Seven, Guns of the Magnificent Seven, and the Magnificent Seven Ride. So here you have this. And again, I don't believe there's much in the way of special features. I'm not seeing anything in there. But here's all the back. But I love the first 2 movies. I don't know if I even watched the last 2. But the Magnificent Seven and The Return are both movies I loved growing up, watching with my dad, especially The Magnificent Seven with Yul Brynner. It's fantastic. You have so many great actors. And I mean, just let me go through. James Coburn, Steve McQueen, Eli Wallach, Charles Bronson are in the first one. The second one, you have Warren Oates and Claude Atkins is in this, as well as Robert Fuller. Let's see, the third one, George Kennedy is in here. I don't know, Chris Adams. I'm not for sure who Chris Adams is, and then that name doesn't strike a chord. Then we got Lee Van Cleef in the final one. It looks like here, and is there anybody else? It looks like Lee Van Cleef is like the main one in this one. So, anyways, for $1, you get 4 movies. Get ready to ride, baby. Get ready to ride. These are all, I believe, DVDs. Yeah, these are not Blu-rays. And this is a cool one here. I think I already have this as well, but I think I don't have it with the slipcover. This one came with a slipcover. This is the Blu-ray of The Gallows. And I have this. I picked this up a couple months ago. I think during actually Christmas time, they had a bunch of these. I think I showed them in a previous video back in the day, but I think I had just the Blu-ray. You know, it'd be hilarious if this is not the movie itself. Like it's not the movie. Like it's like stuck on here. Let's see that sticker. There we go. Jeez. Oh no, it's still it is. Okay, good. I was like, man, wouldn't that be something if I got this and it was not the actual movie? It was like somebody stuck something else in there instead. That would be hilarious. Like egg on my face. But The Gallows, another horror movie. It's kind of, I haven't seen it, but I've heard a lot of people like it. It kind of has a shot on film quality of it, kind of like what do you want to say? What is that movie? The Blair Witch Project. There we go. It kind of has that vibe on this. That look, I mean, if you can see, it has some very Blair Witch Project type images on this. So we'll see. So there's the Gallows. Next one up, this is a 2-disc special edition. I just bought it because it's a 2-disc special edition of Batman, it looks like, called Justice League Doom. So it looks like you have Green Lantern, Wonder Woman, Spider-Man, Superman, and I believe that's Cyborg. I don't know much about Batman movies and the films or the comic books, but I know this is another one that does pretty well online, or it has in the past. Here's another one here again, just because it's $1, 10,000 BC. I'm sure the CGI in this is like laughable at this point in time, but back when this first came out, probably in 2008, it looks like it was probably cutting edge. But now you're probably you're just looking at that image back there. It looks almost like silly, like a cartoon. But anyways, for $1, I'll be your Huckleberry. So you got that one there, and that's probably one I won't hold on to because I will have zero interest in. And the two that I'm most excited about, there's a few other in there that I'm really excited about, but then the one I'm most excited about is the Wonder Years Season 1. I've never seen this on DVD. If I understand correctly, this will never be re-released, or the other seasons will not be released because of all the copyright on the music. Because they played all kinds of 60s music, and they can't afford to get the rights anymore. They only have the rights for broadcast television, not a secondary like DVD market, from my understanding. Obviously things always can change, but for whatever reason, I guess they were able to afford, maybe because there was a lot less episodes in the first season, or maybe there was some kind of deal that they were able to do it before the music companies got wind of it. But whatever reason is my understanding was because of all the 60s rock and roll they played, they weren't allowed to play it on other formats other than like television. So I'm so excited about this. I was a huge fan of this show. I was a Fred Savage like super fan when I was a kid. And I'll just put this out there, take it for what it's worth for people who are still watching. All I'm saying is I was the kid where a lot of other boys are putting posters up of like Danica, whatever her name is. I want to say Danica Patrick, but that's not her name. What is her? Danica McKellar. Danica, which I loved her too. I had posters of her on my wall. But like of all the other like famous female 80s stars back in the day, I had a ton of Fred Savage posters hanging in my room, as well as Neil Patrick Harris from Doogie Howser. What does that say about me? I don't know. I'm not going to get into it right now. I'm just throwing it out there in the interwebs that my walls were covered with a huge amount of Fred Savage and Neil Patrick Harris posters. That's all I'm saying. Just putting it out there. I'm in touch with my masculinity, my manhood. I'm okay with it to put myself out there. Whereas as I got older, of course, those were taken down and a lot of female posters were put up. But when I was their age, that 8 to 11-year-old range, I had all kinds of posters hanging up of Fred Savage. I remember going to get Teen Beat or Teen Tiger or Tiger Beat and Teen Beat or whatever they're all called, and like meticulously cutting out all the images of all the 80s stars I loved and 90s stars. I just thought they were so cool. And Fred Savage was definitely one of them. So there you go. So there's that. This one has interviews with people, which is great. They have some highlights, a cast reunion. They have the music with the Monkees, Steppenwolf, Jimi Hendrix, the Byrds, Joni Mitchell, Smokey Robinson, Joe Crocker. So as you can see, that's the reason probably why those will not be made in the future discs. And the last one, I've heard nothing but good things about this movie. It's a horror film, or I'd like to say horror movie. It's Office Space meets Battle Royale, the Belko Experiment. And I've heard nothing but good things about this. James Gunn, who is the guy who did like Slither, he did Super. He obviously did like the things that most people know him for, which is like Guardians of the Galaxy movies. He is the producer, like behind the scenes guy on this. But you have A few recognizable faces in here, like Michael Rooker's in here, who plays Yondu in the movies, the Guardians of the Galaxy movies. But basically, it tells you here it's Belko Industry. Welcome to Belko Industries, a normally calm workplace that's about to devolve into a blood-soaked battle royale and a shocking case study in bone-crunching horror. When 80 American employees are suddenly locked in their office building in Bogota, Colombia, a mysterious voice on the intercom orders them to participate in a ruthless game of kill or be killed. So right there, this looks amazing. I am super pumped. Nothing says the Wonder Years, then comes right behind is the Belko Experiment. But that's the kind of person I am. So right here, guys, I got all these for $1. Tell me what you think. If what do you think? I'm sure most everybody thinks it's a great deal. So, but I'm more asking, like, what do you think about the movies I picked? Good, bad, ugly? Tell me about it. Have you seen some of them? What are your views on them? Let me know. I would love a great review, but if you're just like, yeah, that movie was great, or that movie sucked, or you wasted $1, that movie you should have gave it back and got something else, or somebody should have gave you money for purchasing it, or whatever. Let me know. But I'm excited about the haul. I mean, I thought it was cool. I enjoyed it, and I'm looking forward to digging in, diving in, and swimming around that awesomeness. So, guys, thank you for watching, and please leave some comments, which is what all I care about, at the bottom, and let me know what you think. And until next time, peace.